Good afternoon, students. My name is Shadia Naigoma and I am from Uganda. Well, today I would like us to look at the digestive system, the main parts of the digestive system. Now, this lesson will help a student who wants to have a brief review of the digestive system, or a student who is just getting introduced to that topic. They can get an idea of what the digestive system does. Now, in the digestive system, that's where digestion takes place. Digestion is like the process of breaking down food into a substance that can be utilized by our bodies. Now, the digestive system, the main parts, the main organs of the digestive system, we have the mouth, we have the stomach, we have the small intestines, and the large intestine. Now, in the mouth, which is the part which actually gets the first contact of our food, like normally when we eat food, it goes through the mouth. The mouth has teeth, the tongue, and saliva. Now these three work together. The mouth, the tongue, the teeth, and the saliva, they work together when you're taking food. You chew, and then the tongue also rolls the food. The saliva also mixes with the food, and then they form bolus. Bolus, B-O-L-U-S, which is a Latin word for ball. It's actually like a ball. It forms a ball. Now from the mouth, we are still like talking about the main organs of the digestive system. In the mouth still, we have the esophagus, which is more like the food goes down through your throat, In the esophagus, it moves by a process called peristalsis. It moves down, and at the end of the esophagus, we have there is a sphincter muscle, and that sphincter muscle is called the lower esophageal sphincter, and through this the food goes to our stomach, which is the second main organ of the digestive system. In the stomach, there is a fundus, there is the body, and there is the lower part of the stomach. I actually indicated it here. I have a diagram of all that. I don't know if you can see. We have the fundus, which is like that upper part of the stomach, and then we have the body, and then we have the pylorisis, which is the lower part. Now, those three parts of the stomach, like the stomach has three layers. Now, those layers in the stomach, they work hand in hand. The food is moved in different directions, up, down, sideways, all kinds of directions. All the three layers in the stomach, they work hand in hand to form what we call chyme. Chyme. It is turned into chyme. Yes. And from chyme, our food is moved to the small intestines. The small intestines are actually, it's long. They are long, very long, and they have folds. These folds are meant to increase the surface area. Surface area, this aids in absorption. There is a lot of chemical reaction taking place the whole time, the entire time. So the food from the stomach, it's turned into chyme, and then to the small intestines. The small intestines have a duodenum, a jejunum, and an ileum. But then the duodenum is the first part of the small intestines, and this is where most of the reabsorption, most of the chemical reaction in the small intestines takes place. The duodenum actually does like 80% of the work for the small intestines, and then the ileum and the jejunum, they do like 20% of the work. Now, in the small intestines, they work hand in hand. It has folds, like I said, it has folds to increase surface area. These folds are called villi. Villi. And if it's singular, it's called villas. Yeah, these folds, the villi, are meant to increase surface area. So the food goes through the entire process of moving from the duodenum to the jejunum to the ileum, and after this it goes to the large intestines, which is the last part, the last main part or main organ. You could call it the main organ of the digestive system. There is still a sphincter muscle, and in the large intestines it goes through the appendix. There is an appendix. The large intestines have an appendix, which is like the lower hanging part of the large intestines. It's like it has an immune function. Yeah, it is believed actually that if a person has a diarrhea reaction, that is, if the person fails to absorb food, there is no reabsorption, taking place and the person has a diarrhea reaction, the appendix, which is the lower hanging part of the large intestines, it helps in repopulating the person's enzymes. It helps in repopulating their enzymes in the large intestines, like after they've had a diarrhea reaction. It has a lot of work, which is a lot of functions which I talked about in microbiology deeply. But since today we are just having a brief review, I won't go deep into that. After the appendix in the large intestines, the food moves in an ascending kind of motion, like I'll show you here. It moves in an ascending type of motion up, ascending meaning from down to up. The food goes up, and from ascending it goes transverse, which is across. It moves across like this, and from across it goes descending. Descending means from up to bottom, so it goes descending, and after descending it goes sigmoid. Sigmoid is Latin for S, because the sigmoid is shaped like an S, so the sigmoid motion, the food it's actually now here it's in a form that we can call stool. The entire process we are forming feces. Yeah, so now it's moving sigmoid, which is like this S, going through this S, and after it's going to the rectum. Rectum is like straight. Yeah, and that is the last part of the large intestine. So I really hope you've learned something, that the main organs of the digestive system are the mouth, the stomach, the small intestines, and the large intestines. I hope you picked something today. Have a nice day. Catch you later.